Welcome to the righteous sphere. We separate the gray areas over here. We don't do the lying like those other places. No. We don't do no fucking lying over here. You're gonna get the truth.
Absolutely, guys. Come on in.
In the case of 11-month-old Lila, Drew, you are not. Rayshawn, you are not.
Why would you do this? She loves you. Why would you do this?
It's not my daughter. Why would you do this? Why would you cheat?
I didn't cheat.
Why would you cheat on me?
I didn't.
That's proof right there. DNA test. The man is not my daughter.
Exactly. DNA test. What is it? It's a fucking DNA test. I'm sorry. It's a DNA test. It's a DNA test. I've been taking care of her 3 years because you're telling me and it don't. It doesn't matter. Nobody's phone is right. No. I tell you,
What's up? Salute, and welcome to class, guys. Welcome to class. We got a good one today, guys. We got a good one. And I've been supposed to do this one right here, but I waited. So, guys, swipe your feet on the like button. Keep in mind that we don't cater to any groups, gangs, communities, religions, feelings, emotions, any of that. We cater to the truth, we cater to common sense, and we do not complicate it, guys. So you watch this video to the end. Today we're going to talk about a real touchy subject. A lot of people don't like to touch on this topic, but we're going to break this thing down. I'm also going to be responding to some smart mouth comments that I get for the videos that I got on my channel going viral that is pertaining to the DNA test. So we're going to tell the truth today. You know what I mean? We definitely going to tell the truth today, guys. We're going to go from A to Z when it comes to this paternity fraud, this DNA test. Why so many of our sisters, they just hate to hear the word DNA test. You know what I mean? Why it's not criminalized, why it's not, you know what I mean, punishable. And we're gonna go through all of those. So again, guys, right, hit that like button. Make sure you hit that like button. And let's get started, guys. So before I get into any content, any videos, I just want to reply to a couple of people that been in my comment section, and let me drop the link. Matter of fact, let me drop this link real quick, just in case we have anybody that wanna come on, ladies or gentlemen, that wanna come on and like share their thought on what we talking about today. Because you might have been raised different. You might have been raised to believe something wrong. You know what I mean? Let's keep it real. But let's go on into the first comment, guys. Guys, how you feel about this, guys? How you feel about this? I'm gonna let it marinate a little bit. And I'm gonna read it out. Society never ceased to amaze me. We're back always bashing black women in 2023. Yeah, all right. I wake up every day and plan to represent a beautiful, confident, and successful black woman. All the hate can miss me, my beautiful black sisters. And miss me and my beautiful black sisters. Your loss. Watch me as I pass you by, baby. Know what I mean? Again, our sisters, they've been raised to believe and defend this position, which is ego and pride ridden. And it's a touch of racism in that. Why you can't wake up every day and be proud to just be a woman? You know what I mean? At the end of the day, life as a woman is good, should be good enough. Now, you go and attach your blackness to this bullshit, but then you want to deflect it at me because I say DNA tests should be mandatory in the black community. Yes. What community do you live in? What community do it sound like this lady live in? Look at her. Look at the picture. Look at the picture there. You know what I mean? And they have such a disdain for man's position, for the black man's position in our society, that they end up becoming just as racist, just as sexist as they claim man to be. Now just let that marinate right there. And mind you, she don't know me from a hole in the wall. All I did was post content. And she ain't gonna pass me, baby. Not with a mindset like that, baby. You ain't passing nobody. Cause you walk around here with a stupid mindset like that, you block yourself and cut yourself off from any possible help that can help you make your statement true, sis. Yeah. And a lot of our black women do this right there. Let's look at another one, guys. Now I bet you this is an old one right here. This is an old one. And what sickens me about the old man haters is like, come on, get real, give it up. You done spent your whole life, about the damn near 60 years hating man, and then I ain't get you nowhere. That got you absolutely nowhere, but frustrated and still hating man. You know what I mean? Regardless of what the contract is about this, I don't understand that. This judge and a lot of other black men. Now, she is talking about the video where I had put the baby mother cannot believe that the father, the dude is not the daddy. This was the one where Judge Mathis, Judge Mathis don't play with you. You know what I mean? So she more focused and more worried about Judge Mathis telling the girl she not pretty, she not cute. She more worried about how he handled her than that girl being a fucking liar and now have a child in this world with no fucking daddy. You know how these sisters, you know what I mean, will deflect, and we're gonna stick around. We're gonna find out why, guys. We're gonna break it down to why they can't stand me for telling the truth. They can't stand me for telling the truth. But let's get back to this one right here, man. Because here she go, ready to put the blame and all of the onus on the black man when women is responsible for their own coochie. So I thought. I don't know when did they give men total control and total responsible over their body, their choice. Never heard of it. But in any event, like a lot of other black men, the worst thing you can say to a black woman is you're not pretty. If she not pretty, sis, then I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it every time, especially if she pushing it on me. If she pushing it on me, I have a right to say it. Now, yeah, I'll be wrong if I just come flat out saying it. She ain't bother me. She ain't say nothing to me. And I just come out, you're ugly. Yeah, that's wrong. But if you trying to push yourself as a 10 to me and I'm telling you, no, you're not, I can do that, man. I can do that. Yes, I can. And in this instance, she said it. She said, oh, because I was cute, because he thought I was cute. And the judge told her, he parked her, well, you're not that cute. You know what I mean? So we're not going to focus our attention on that. Let's focus our attention on the fact that she busting it wide open for 3 guys. Because the 2 that was in the court was not the child's father. That don't have nothing to do with the man. Why must we find fault in the man when the woman be dead wrong? And the black woman be dead wrong in our society. Yeah. Because we sweeping our front door today. You know what I mean? I know what you sisters be wanting. You sisters be wanting me to distract myself with what everybody else, what every other race got going on. Because never once in the video did I say white people, Latino people, Mexican people, Asian people don't do that. I don't give a fuck about their community because I don't live in their community. It said the black community because this is the community we live in. Yeah. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But again, I believe this mindset has something to do with the stupidity of a tremendous number of black men. So now we're stupid. A tremendous number, a tremendous amount of black men is stupid because we got common sense and we don't want to play let's pretend and we don't live in a delusion and we is not conditioned by society to think that y'all some fucking angelic creatures that do not bust it open and do not want the experience and is not selfish. Like, get out of here, man. Stop fucking playing with us. Our mother is black. Our mother is black. Oh, look. Oh, she about to say something about my mother, too. Look. And they have the same ideology. They have the same talking points. They have the same mindset in these black women, bro. You could tell that they hell of a mother raised, bro. But then they get mad when you say all. They get mad when you say all. For this video, I have gotten one super dope comment. Trickled in with a couple of, all right, I see what you did there. You know what I mean? I let it pass. But all right, I see what you did there. But out of this whole shit, out of 5 million views, 7 million views with those collective videos together, I have got one emotional, intelligent comment from a female. I'm gonna highlight that one in its own video. And I bet you she wasn't even a black. I bet you she wasn't a sister. I bet you she was a white woman. How much you gonna make a bet she was a white woman? That's fucking sad, yo. That's fucking sad, yo. I even have some white women that comment stupid shit too. Like, and they are so far removed from the black community, but they want to see the black community so dumb and stupid. They don't want the black community to catch up. So when they see a black man like myself telling his sisters the truth, they find it their business to jump in my shit and talk about I'm racist. I'm racist, white sis, white breads. I'm racist, white bread. This is race. The title seems a little bit racist. White breads. I told y'all I need y'all to shut the fuck up. If y'all not gonna be in your community rounding up the paternity fraud in y'all community, because I'm relying on y'all. Since y'all always on my post talking about, oh no, sir, no, sir, no, mister. It's not just black women. We be doing it too. Because that's how y'all be doing. That's how y'all make yourself look when y'all comment that nasty, stupid shit in my comment section. You be like, no, but it's not just the black sisters. That's how y'all white breads be looking too. So, and I'll be like, you know how I comment back with good breads? I'll be like, oh yeah, we know that you taught our sisters how to be hoes, but I'm worrying about my community. Thank you. That's how I comment back when they try to push that racism shit on me. When I know what it is, we know what the fuck it is. We in the community. Unbelievable. Let's get back to this because she about to say something about my mother now. Watch. A tremendous number of black men who didn't know how to care about the lives of this. Wait. Who don't know how to care about the lives of this to black women. All right. Yeah, our mother never taught us. She taught us how to get over. She taught us how to get over on y'all. And she a woman. She a black woman. Our black mother didn't teach us. You know what I mean? That was her only job, was to teach us, raise us up, or let our father teach us. And she ain't do that. So look what you're stuck with. But you want to blame us. You want to blame man, though. Y'all never want to blame mothers in this society, in this wicked society. Fuck out of here. We got a lot of unpack today, guys. So he talks to his mother. He's talking to his mother. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm talking to you, sis. I'm talking to you. He's talking to his sister. I don't have a sister on my mother's side. No, I don't. Dummy. He's talking to his niece. Nope. My brother don't have no kids. Nope. He's talking to his great niece. Word, do you have spiritual? Here we go. I love it. This is what I like. I like this. This is the shit I like right here. Hold on, let me move this. Do you have spiritual consequences? So now she's spiritual, right? And this is what I mean about the black community right now. Here we go. Wait, because you know that boy good. That boy good. Now, here we go about the black community who want to play holier than thou, right? Our black community love to play holier than thou outside the Bible, though, right? Guys, and she asked about my niece and my mother and all of this. You know why I'm certified and qualified to get on here and talk how I talk and tell the truth? You know why, guys? Let me show y'all. Let me salute to my oldest. That's an important there. Can you let the ladies know why sometimes being like picking simps and messing with simps is not always a good thing?
Yeah, it's not. It's not a good thing because it's like then it's like you're able to like manipulate the situation a little too much. You know, you get what you like. It's like able to control someone when you get a person that's too simpish. You know, when they become simp.
Yeah, that's my oldest daughter. Hold on.
He's not bitter or anything. He just be telling the real. Like he
That's
got
so.
a soft spot. He got a soft spot. He not a simp. We ain't doing none of that simp stuff over there. But yeah, he just tell the real.
I saw. That's all. And you know what I mean, that's my oldest. I never had legal custody over her. In fact, I let the mama do the bullshit, get total custody and all that, and I stood my ground. You know what I mean? I did my Abraham thing with that one. I said, listen, I'm gonna pay my child support and I'm gonna be done with it, guys. I'm gonna pay my child support and I'm gonna be done with it. If you want me to be that child's father, I'll be that child's father. If not, okay, I'll pay my child support and I'll be done with it, guys. You know what I mean? So I've been through it. I know. I know. I'm not just sitting here going off a word of mouth or some movie or some bullshit that somebody told me. A victim story, because that's what go on in the black community. Everybody got a story to tell, and they make themselves out to be some victim, man and woman. But that's not me. And she told you what she told you. She told you. I ain't no simp. Never been a simp in my life, right? Now let's get back to what we talking about, guys. But that comment was retarded. But there you go, sis. You see, I have respect for black women. I'm not talking about talking to my mother or my niece. You just a dummy. And you just been raised to believe some foolish shit. You ran into one stupid man that you attracted, and he turned you into a man hater now. That's your business. But that's not the reality of the situation, sis. Because in this, the reality of the situation is that 30% of men are paying for kids that is not theirs. All right. The reality of the situation is my title shouldn't have triggered you. My title was my title because it's the truth. In the black community, if we get us right, then we can go be the Avengers of the rest of the world. If we get our shit together, then we could go worry about the white community and the Hispanic community and the Asian community. That's the fact. So how you feel is just that. How you feel. Your feelings is not the facts. Let's get to another one. Let's get to another one of our sisters that they real. They so real. They strong and independent. But they a lie. They a whole lie. They never told the truth in their life. They don't know no truth. Sunshine 8301. Here we go. A DNA test should be mandatory in the black community. I hope your mother knows you think she's a hoe. Now, what the fuck do my mother got to do with a video that's about, you know what I mean? You see what I mean? You see what I mean about these dumb bitches, yo? And then they get mad, and then they are the attacker, and then they play the victim, bro. They be the attacker, and then they play victim. Like, what does my mother got to do with a video that says why, this is why DNA tests should be mandatory in the black community when it has a black woman, a black judge, and two black suspects to be fathers? What does my mother have to do with that? What does my title have to do with me saying that the white woman don't do this or the Asian woman don't do this? Like, are we not critically thinking for ourselves again? There we go. We got another one of our black women that say she hate government say anxiety, but she engulfed herself with the same racism that government say anxiety created. Because government anxiety created this separation and this racism thing. Got you feeling black pride. You dummy. Be proud to be a woman. Fuck that black pride. Fuck black woman. Be proud to be a woman. And that's it. I'm proud to be a man. Fuck that black man shit, my brother shit. I'm a man. And that's it. And I told y'all a long time ago, don't stick your little titles on me, bro. Don't stick no titles on me. I'm a man. No gangster, what up, gang? Nope. Christian, nope. Homie, nope. Man. Man. My mother's up. All right, well, listen. A DNA test should be mandatory in the black community. I hope your mother knows you think she's a hoe. You want to know what my mother know? You know, my mother know what I think. My mother know what I think and what I know. And I know she is a whole asshole. But she more honest than you bitches. She more honest than you bitches. And I tell you what else my mother think. My mother think that what I'm doing is great because she know that you bitches in the black community is some lying scoundrels. And that's what she say. Y'all some lying ass scandalous ass bitches. So she know and she love it. And she be like, yo, kick their ass some more. Yeah, that's what she think. You know what I mean? Word too. And make me pull her on this show and have y'all bitches and tell her and have her say that shit to you bitches, yo. Stop playing with me. It's crazy how men say women are the sensitive ones. Y'all are. Y'all are. Y'all so sensitive that y'all lie and hold it. And hold it. And I don't understand it. You know what I mean? I don't understand it. This is the problem with y'all sisters, yo. And a lot of you niggas go through this too, right? We play like we so holier than thou. You remember the last one who played like she's so holier than thou? You can't be holier than thou until you tear that bullshit down, until you tear that ego down. And that's the thing about it. This is why I teach MGTOW. This is why I teach men to go MGTOW the right way. You know what I mean? Because when you go to God, when you stop fucking with the ways of the world and you go to God, that's your sacrifice. You then tear down that shit that you built without him. Because let's think about it. Child support and this whole paternity shit, we all ran through it. Our first go round, without reading that Bible, without reading the instructions, remember, the Bible and God's word is the basic instructions before leaving earth. So we all opened the box called life and just start building that shit. We all opened that box and just started building. Myself included. I opened the box and started building. And ended up fucked up. And it wasn't until I went MGTOW, went to God, and he said, tear that shit down. Tear all that shit down and do it this way. That I got on this me now. Now you see Mr.Goodbread. And that's what everybody got to do. That's what everybody gonna have to do. The more you try to keep that shit you built without them instructions, without that knowledge, the more you try to cling to that, the worse you gonna be. And that's what these people in my comment section be doing. They trying to hide that cat litter so bad when they need to just sacrifice it, go to God, you know what I mean, and throw that shit in the fire. But they trying to be like Cain out this motherfucker. They want to cling, they want to cover that shit. Like, just cover it for me. Shut up. Y'all really want me to shut up. Y'all rather me be silent than to get to a solution. And that's the motherfucking problem with the black community and you black women in the black community. Because y'all want niggas to be quiet on y'all bullshit. Talk about them. Talk about them. No, we not talking about them. We talking about you. Because if we could fix you, then us together can talk about them. We can talk about them. Fuck out of here. Let's get back to this dummy. You can tell she's a dummy too. It's crazy how men say women are the sensitive ones and you want to make rules for the masses because you saw some random person on a show that's about paternity tests. So what is democracy then? What is the same shit you vote for? Because I'm sure you're a Democratic voter. So what is democracy then? Huh? What is democracy then? If it's not certain set rules for the masses. I didn't vote none of that shit. I don't vote for democracy. And I can't stop a motherfucking thing that you dummies keep voting for. Because majority rules. You see? So you got to learn how to start thinking for yourself. All that is program conditioning, You know what I mean? You reading from that same feminist ideology playbook. And that's sad, sis. Y'all some sorry sisters, yo. Sorry sisters in the black community. Not all, but a majority of them is sorry sisters. And even if you think you are nice, I'm nice. I bet your ideology, I bet you it's a stream of ideology that's so stupid in your head, you just cool enough to know how to keep it to yourself. That's what make you nice. The real ones is still dumb, but they're just real enough to keep the dumb shit to themselves. Only the disturbed, triggered dummies, the real ignorant ones, want to push that shit out there. You know what I mean? We got a lot to unpack today, guys. Remember, we're going to break it down because, honestly, the first paternity test, the first DNA test, documented DNA test, ain't got shit to do with a man. Ain't got shit to do with a man. For those of y'all that know the King Solomon story, you already know what I'm talking about. You already know what I'm talking about. The first paternity, the first custody, the first bullshit was not even between a man. It was between two women. We're going to talk about it today, guys. We're going to have a thorough conversation on why our black women get so triggered when they hear DNA. And it's all about ego. It's all about their ego. And this is why you black niggas, you black men, my black men and white men who mess with these girls, y'all need to stop lying to them. And y'all need to have that conversation. Because you ain't got to trust nobody. You can always be sure. See, their ego be backing y'all into fear. Because they got this ego shit. Y'all be scared to ask a bitch for a DNA test. When soon as that baby come out, before you sign that birth certificate, if you in doubt, don't play let's pretend with yourself now. You know what that lady capable of doing, bro. You know if she was ho-ho. You know if she a hoe, she been hoeing it out. Don't trick yourself into some dumb shit. If you gotta ask her, ask for it. Don't sign that birth certificate. You know how they be there. Her moms be there for the pressure, put the pressure on you to sign. That's all. The mother ain't there to see the baby. The mother there to see your ass, nigga. And make sure you sign that birth certificate, nigga. Uh-huh. So they can start the generational curse. That's what it's about. So you sleep if you want to, young man. You know what I mean? Let's read one more, and then we're gonna get into some content. Cause I definitely want to. We're gonna get into the story. We're gonna get into the King Solomon story. All right, Bernadette Underwood. So you already know what time that is. Bernadette. A female with a name like Bernadette. You already know the mindset. You already know the slave victimhood shit. You already know. I ain't even got to read it no more shit. Y'all can read this one. This is not a sole black woman issue. You are right. It is a woman issue. You right again. If men stop having casual sex, now why? If it's a woman issue, right? And you say, if this is not just solely a black woman issue, it is a woman's issue. Why the fuck do men got to do? Why do men have to do anything? If this is a woman issue, shouldn't a woman have to be focusing? Shouldn't she be worried about focusing on her willpower and her discipline? Why are we relying on the man? So we're just admitting that women is stupid fools here. A woman just to admit that she's a stupid fool that don't know no better, and the man, he should be 100% perfect. He should know better because we dumb. That's what they write the shit faithfully too, and they be writing the shit in my comment section proudly. They be proud dummies, yo. They be passionately ignorant. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. If women stopped letting strange men into their security box, yeah, that's true, they would not have to be embarrassed. That's a fact, Bernadette. Bernadette, you was all over the place with this one, but I'm going to give you a pass on this. You know what I mean? I'm going to give you a pass on this. I'm not going to completely cook you for this, but I see what you tried to do. And again, this is one of those ones where I'll be like, yeah, I see what you tried to do. I'm going to let you slide with that. I see what you tried to do, though. But again, these are one of the women that I already know she's probably a real woman. She a realer woman than any of them other ones that commented. But she's probably an older woman who have done experienced it a little bit longer and seen ain't no win in feminism, ain't no win in being stupid. You know what I mean? But they still cling to that last hope for the woman in the sisterhood. You know what I mean? Guys, you know what we do over here. Let's go to the Bible and see what God say about this paternity fraud, this DNA test shit. Guys, let's see what let's get some verses in here. You know what I mean? John, 3 John 1:4. I have no greater joy than to hear that my children are walking in the truth. Do you hear that? This is why all that cap that y'all be wanting me to do, all that silence that y'all be wanting me to bring, I'm not, I'm not, bro. I'm gonna tell the truth, bro. I'm gonna tell the truth and make my father happy, bro. That's what I'm about. I'm about making my father happy. I don't care if you're not happy or not. And that's not my job. That's your business to make yourself happy, bro. You gotta start learning how to make yourself happy. A lot of y'all try to put your happiness in other folks and your partner. Your partner, it's not your partner's job to make you happy, bro. Nah, it's your purpose make you happy. Like your partner, you see, they be happy because they on their purpose. So don't drag them down. Don't try to drag them into misery. You go find a purpose and be happy. And it's a lot of that. That's what be going on in these relationship caps. One motherfucker be happy as a motherfucker without the other person, and the other person don't understand. And it's normally the man. He be good. He be on his purpose. He be trying to do right. And the woman lost. Black woman. Yeah. Because that's the woman I be around. See, I don't know about the white woman. I'm sure they probably are lost. Looking at my comments, yeah, they are. Because there'll be a lot of white men too. Like, yo, our woman is dumb too. Well, I hope you ain't just in my comment section letting me know that your woman is stupid. I hope you're fighting. I hope you're mentioning it. I hope you're speaking up. You know what I mean? Not just in my comment section. Trying to remind me that this is everybody. This is everything. Yeah, we know. But if we open up too many tabs, then we ain't gonna get none. We ain't gonna corner none of them. Know what I mean? So if I try to focus in on your white women and your Asian women and your Latino women, and while you sit there and watch me, you know what I mean, bruh, nothing gonna get done. Cause my black women are slick. My black women are slicker than yours. All right. So I got to really focus. I ain't got time for all that shit, bro. You focus on your women, I focus on my women. And we meet at the middle, all right, motherfucker? Know what I mean? All right, let's get it. Isaiah 49:15. Can a woman forget her nursing child, that she should have no compassion on the son of her womb? Even these may forget, yet I will not forget you. This is why I tell you, when you go MGTOW, you ain't just going MGTOW to go stand there and look back at the ways of the world. You going MGTOW to go find your inner God, bro. Because your inner God won't forget you, bro, like your mother did. Because part of the reason why you got to go MGTOW is because your mother instilled some false knowledge in you. And our people suffer for the lack of knowledge. So I advise you to get there. MGTOW. Go your own way. Go the other way. Go the way. Do not go the ways of the world, bro. That's what we do over here. That's what we teach over here. How to stay emotionally intelligent so that the fuck shit from the ways of the world don't attach your emotions to it. And you get to go the other way and get your peace. You know what I mean? Get your peace. But mandatory to DNA test in the black community. Definite. You see that? Because you saw how shorty, you have any spiritual? So since we so spiritual, I hope you know this, sis. You know what I mean? I hope you know this. You know what I mean? Hope you are ready to tell the truth. Hope you're walking in your truth, sis. You know what I mean? And I hope you know this, sis. That I'm not lying. It's not my opinion. I'm calling out this. The same thing our Father know. That woman is not angelic. Woman is not the purest thing in the world. How should he say? Every day I wake up proud to be a black woman. Keep waking up proud and not doing no action. Behold, children are the heritage from the Lord. See what I mean? These kids is not your property, sisters. These kids is not your property. They're not yours. You know what I mean? You just supposed to raise them up and get them back to him. You know what I mean? You're supposed to raise them up and give them back to him. You ain't supposed to clutch on them, make up all these lies, alienate the father, use them to go with your strong and independent narrative. Nah, bro, you supposed to raise them up and give them back to God so that God can have him do his work. Fuck wrong with y'all. Y'all got it all twisted. Y'all got it all. Y'all sat around this fake shit so long that y'all don't know. Y'all have no clue of what's real and what's right and what's holy. Y'all continue to hold on to that shit that y'all built without reading this book, and y'all fronting, lying to yourself, getting mad because people telling you like, yo, that shit look like shit. That shit is not God built. God ain't help you build that. That shit look like it's about to fall over. And y'all get mad and pout and puff and then come up and create all these shits and then turn yourself into the attacker. Now y'all attacking niggas. That's the truth. That all they telling you is like, nigga, you could tear that shit down and rebuild that with the word of God. It ain't corny or nothing. Like, nigga, damn. But nope, can't teach these niggas nothing. But anyway, behold, children are a heritage from the Lord, the fruit of the womb, a reward. Like arrows in the hand of a warrior. Now you see, that's where they get dangerous, because these bitches is baby mama terrorists. They warriors, all right? And they got our kids in their hands, bro. They get the custody. They get the custody, bro. Warriors are the children of one's youth. Blessed is the man who fills his quarries with them. He shall not be put to shame when he speak with his enemy at the gate. Now, why did he put that line right there? You know what I mean? Why would he put that line right there? You feel me? It's an important line right there, yo. It's an important line right there. Because he know who our enemies is, guys. Who I tell you our enemy is, bro. You know our enemy is Satan, Lucifer itself, and Lilith, guys. Lilith, the mother demon. Know what I mean? I tell you that. Tell you that all the time. I don't make this shit up. All right, guys, let's get into some shit. Y'all remember this shit right here?
It's an attempt to get a good dad for her child.
Yeah.
Ms. Day, those are strong allegations.
If
What do you do?
he is not the father of my child, I am the Virgin Mary. There's no other possibilities. I have not been messing around with anybody else throughout the time that we were messing around.
Well,
So you are 100% positive Mr. Harrington is your child's biological father?
Yes, ma'am.
No doubt in your mind?
No doubt in my mind.
Mr. Harrington, you are not the father.
What?
Told you, bro.
Are you serious?
Told you. Can I Millie Rock?
God.
No, you can't.
Sorry, my bad.
No, you can't. You know why?
You know why she stopped them? She stopped them from really celebrating victory. You know what I mean? Because she a black woman. She a black woman, guys. We're going to figure that out. We're going to find that out, too. We're going to find out exactly why even the judge couldn't let the man get his victory on, his victory dance on. You know what I mean? But, guys, like I said, to really grab a hold on this whole paternity joint and how wicked and funny style these women is, we're gonna have to take it all the way back to the first documented paternity test, fraud, DNA, all that. It's in the Bible, and it's Solomon's wisdom, guys. So let's get to that, guys.
With Paycom employee. There are many figures in the Old Testament who are considered to be wise. But one character from the Holy Scriptures that stands out when we think of wise men is none other than the wise King Solomon, a man who is credited with unifying Israel under peace, stabilizing the economy, and building some truly magnificent structures. But like all good things, Solomon would eventually be lured away from the blessings his God had given him, and would soon stray under the pressures of his own moral temptations. For the purpose of this video, though, we'll be looking at Solomon's early days, and then the infancy of his rule, where he first gained his reputation as a wise king. Solomon is described as always having been blessed and loved by God, even as a baby, given that he is considered to have been a peace offering from God to King David, after God killed David's firstborn child, having conceived the child in an adulterous relationship. Despite having 6 older half-brothers, King David was convinced by his wife, Bathsheba, and the prophet Nathan, who was said to erase Solomon while the king was away, to make Solomon king. Evidently, there were others who believed Solomon was special, and that as a king, his potential would flourish and everyone would benefit. By electing Solomon, one might also say that it denied the ambitious Adonijah, another son of King David, from taking the throne himself. When Solomon did become king, he was very quick to vanquish his opposition and assume the role of king, although he wasn't particularly sure of himself. The story of Solomon's judgment begins where God appears to Solomon after having been pleased in the way in which he ascended the throne. He tells Solomon that he wishes to grant him anything that he desires, and that all he has to do is ask. We see how noble and, some might say, pure Solomon is, for he doesn't ask for power, riches, women, or any sort of otherworldly gift, but instead asks for...
Who that remind you of, yo? Who that remind you of, right? I tell you, bro, I don't want none of that, bro. I just want knowledge, bro. I get on here and I just give y'all knowledge, bro, because that's key to life. That's the key to this shit right here, bro. Niggas is running around here programmed off and conditioned to some bullshit, so they gonna get bullshit results all the time.
Wisdom, and wisdom alone. Solomon was aware of his own limitations, and while he was a king, he knew he could not be a good ruler if he did not possess knowledge.
Exactly. I know my limitations. That's why I talk about it before the next man could talk about it, bro. That's why my transparency is transparent. You know what I mean?
In a sense, you might say that this is selfless, as it appears that Solomon's only desire is to lead his people effectively under his God, as well as to keep them safe and see them prosper. Pleased that Solomon did not ask for riches and glory, and was only content with the ruling of his subjects, God granted Solomon with his request, and thus made him more wise than any other man who had ever existed. However, because Solomon was so modest in his request, and God sensed he was sincere and authentic, he went ahead and granted him riches and glory as well. From this, we can gather that the story aims to teach us humility, and that Solomon's God respects one who puts others, or the greater good, in front of their own desires. The moral here is that in seeking to serve something higher than yourself, the rewards can be greater than what you might have originally conceived. A short time after having received his wisdom from God, 2 women, some describe them as 2 prostitutes, come before Solomon with a dilemma. The women lived in the same house, and both...
Message! That was the message. Hold on. I'm finna grant y'all with more than money right now. Hold on. That was a message, because that's what we was here for. You know what I mean? We could have did Solomon a whole nother day. We could have really broke the Solomon shit down a whole nother day. But that's what we here for. We want to know that. We want to know the first documented paternity and how did he figure it out? What's the deal? What it consists of? Let's go.
He went ahead and granted him riches and glory as well. From this, we can gather that the story aims to teach us humility, and that Solomon's God respects one who puts others, or the greater good, in front of their own desires. The moral here is that in seeking to serve something higher than yourself, the rewards can be greater than what you might have originally conceived. A short time after having received his wisdom from God, 2 women, some describe them as 2 prostitutes, come before Solomon with a dilemma.
So that's 2 modern women. This is why I tell you, B, they prostitutes. Modern women are prostitutes, bro. And I proved it every time, because they all feel they should be compensated for love, for pleasure. When D and P evens out, you get pleasure, she get pleasure. Now, why do we need to monetize it? Can I monetize my pleasure? You know what I mean? No. See, the prostitution.
The women lived in the same house, and both had given birth very recently. However, one of the babies had died. It's understood that the mother of the dead baby switched her baby with the one that was alive. When this mother woke up, she realized that the dead baby in her possession was not hers. She confronted the other woman.
Now, how wicked is that? Whole time, keep in mind, you saw that lady tried to play like she was holier than thou, because black people like to be holier than thou outside the Bible, though. So now, inside the Bible, this would be a black woman. These would be two black women, right? Right? Let's not play dumb now. Let's talk about it, because we Esau. I mean, Esau and Jacob. We Jacob, right? Black people, we the first Jews. So now that means inside this Bible here, it talk about two wicked ass black prostitutes. One who was listen to this grimy shit. Look at this grimy shit, but then they want us men to run around here and act like and pretend that they ain't. Remember the lady, she said, this is a lot of men don't know how to care for a woman. What are we caring for? Give us something to care for. Like, they expect us to care for nothing. Listen to this shit. This is in the Bible too, guys.
However, one of the babies had died. It's understood that the mother of the dead baby switched her baby with the one that was alive. When this mother woke up, she realized that the dead baby in her possession was not hers. She confronted the other woman, but she denied all knowledge of this.
Lie.
And denied the accusation made against her.
Of why she would. Well, of course she would. Lying, eat crab legs, bro. But then when I say all women lie, including Mrs. Goodbread, you'll get a dummy on here like, no, we don't. No, we don't. No, you talking about the women you be with. No, all women lie. It's part of y'all female nature. Y'all nurturers. Y'all lie to protect. So sit down. Sit down. Sit all the way down. Yo, I told you your mother didn't teach you right, bro. Stupid, yo.
Against her. King Solomon was deemed the only man astute enough to determine who the real mother was. It seems Solomon was swift in his decision too, though he did not simply pick without reason. He called for a sword and told one of his servants to cut the baby in half so that both of the women would have a piece of the child. The fake mother accepted this decision, but the other woman cried out that despite being the baby's real mother, she was willing to surrender custody of the baby to the other woman if the baby was allowed to live. Realizing that this woman loved the child so much that she was willing to give it up so that it might survive, Solomon deduced that she had to have been the real mother. When the people learned of how Solomon...
Salute to all my mothers, all my black mothers that ain't on that dumb shit, that know, yo, these kids are a gift from God. I did my part. You want to go with your dad? Here, go with your dad. You want to live with your dad? Here, live with your dad. Don't send them back to me fucked up, though, dad, because y'all niggas is good for that, too. I know some dads that they really play this game. They want their kid. They get the opportunity, and they fuck the kid all the way up. Now, we got some baby father terrorists out here, too. Know what I mean? We ain't gonna play that game. Y'all know how Mr. Goodbread is, bro. Everybody get this fucking work, bro. Because these kids is important. And this is what I'm about. Know what I mean? Hey, many people disguise themselves in these YouTube streets like they for these kids. They ain't for these kids. These niggas want to fuck everything, and they just about fucking each other and shit. Niggas is fucking and fornicating in these YouTube streets, bro. I told y'all, I'm not nobody competition, bro. I won. I'm about that real. And them kids is the real. Now, I ain't with this pedophile police and shit. Fuck all that. Because these women are the pedophiles.
Solomon had ingeniously solved the problem, his reputation as the wise king began to spread. The two women in question are never named, but it's understood that the two are prostitutes, or at the very least, widows, given the absence of their husbands. In biblical accounts and the nature of patriarchal society, the husbands were usually responsible for the solving of issues between women. If such an incident was brought before the king, it would be the husbands of these women who would represent them in court. A Jewish interpretation explores the idea that the two women are related, one being the mother-in-law and the other being the daughter-in-law. Both, though, had given birth after their respective husbands had died. Due to a custom, the daughter-in-law who was the liar in this case would have to marry her brother-in-law. As her brother-in-law was the living child, she was required to marry him when he came of age. By lying about the boy being her own child, she would not be required to marry him. But when Solomon suggested cutting the child in half, this would absolve her of any responsibility to the child at all. So she was all but willing to agree to the murder of the child. Another interpretation highlights the maternal instincts of a woman, that they can be so strong, one might fabricate a drastic lie in order to maintain their child, Or in this case.
Exactly. It's female nature. You will lie. You will lie. It won't be to me, because I won't believe you, but you will lie. What?
Is maintain the facade of having a child at all. Other ideas suggest that the two women were rivals, and that the woman who had lost her child succumbed to the mindset that if she couldn't keep her baby, then her rival shouldn't have kept hers either.
I think it was that one.
From this standpoint, we see the vindictiveness of what a bitter rivalry can lead us to. That a woman in this instance would sooner see the death of an innocent baby than see her rival have the upper hand. The two women also remain unnamed, not necessarily to downplay their importance as women, but more so to enhance Solomon's character and make him and only him the focal point of this tale. In this instance, Solomon is the hero, and it is his wisdom, which God gave him, which brings about the restoration of order in this scenario. Another variation to exemplify King Solomon's wisdom is after his reputation reaches the ears of Queen Sheba. Sheba, seeking to test Solomon, brings him two sets of flowers, one of which is real and the other that is artificial. She asks Solomon to determine which is the real set of flowers, given that they look virtually the same. Unable to simply decide, much like with the two women, Solomon resorts to a logical solution, whereby he has the windows of the palace opened. Two bees fly in and parade around the real set of flowers, given that only the real flowers were capable of attracting the bees in the first place. Through this, Solomon is easily able to determine which set of flowers were real. Once more, Solomon's wisdom is demonstrated and done so effortlessly, that he does not exert himself at all to come to a conclusion. It serves to show us just how wise he is, and how great his God is, given that his wisdom came from his God, that he can solve conundrums that would stump the average man. As always, guys, if you've enjoyed today's video, then feel...
Facts, bro. I found that very interesting, yo. You don't find that suspicious, guys? Hold on, do I got that shit right now? You don't find that suspicious, guys?
You don't find that suspicious?
You know what I mean?
You don't find that suspicious?
The first paternity battle, first paternity fraud, two women. Ain't got shit to do with a man. Message. You know what I mean? All right, guys, let's get on into some more powerful information, guys. This is why women don't want paternity tests mandatory, guys. Put your seatbelt on. Seatbelts.
Growing your YouTube channel isn't hard.
Put your seatbelts on. Brace yourself. This is the truth.
Methods don't work anymore, and even can get...
This is why women don't want paternity fraud to be criminalized and paternity testing mandatory. Welcome to Management Highlights Daily. In this video, we would like to take you on.
We talking about all women, but we're focusing in today on especially the black women, but we know all women, but we talk about the black women.
On a journey that highlights the epidemic of paternity fraud and why we believe that paternity testing should be mandatory and paternity fraud should be a punishable crime. We also get into why women don't want paternity fraud to be criminalized. So let's go back to 1986, the first time DNA fingerprinting was used in a criminal case. There are specific parts of this case that we're going to highlight that will be the foundation of this video, starting with Richard Buckland.
Suspicion fell upon a 17-year-old youth who lived locally. He was arrested, and in a tape-recorded interview, he made a statement and was charged with Dawn's murder.
They had a prime suspect who confessed to one but not the other of the murders, and they were then stuck. They really wanted some independent line of evidence that would establish that this person was indeed guilty, not just of the one murder, but of both murders.
We understood that he would be able, with the testing, to bring it down to one individual as opposed to a percentage of the population.
So we went into the analysis, very skeptical. We did the extracting the DNA from all these samples. We went through the DNA profiling procedure, and the result that came through was extraordinary.
When the results came back, it was quite surprising, really, because, I mean, he eliminated Buckland from the murder of Dawn Ashworth, and we were forced to release him.
Those tests which were carried out did not implicate Mr. Buckland in the death of Linda Mann. The results of the tests indicate that a person, as yet unknown, was involved in the deaths of the two girls.
Richard Buckland became the first man to be acquitted by DNA technology. Keep this in mind. We'll come back to this later. Now, with this technology proving Buckland's innocence, the detectives decided to use this technology to catch the murderer.
The world's first DNA manhunt is underway. Thousands of men from the villages of Narborough, Littlethorpe and Enderby have this week been attending voluntary blood tests in an attempt to catch the killer of two Leicestershire schoolgirls.
Did you have any doubts about coming tonight? Not at all, no. I think the person responsible might have.
All men aged between the ages of 18 and 34 have received a letter asking them to attend the screening.
They use the term manhunt, meaning an organized search for a person, especially a criminal, someone who commits a crime. Keep this in mind. Now, during this manhunt, something interesting happens. Let's read from The Guardian. It was a voluntary scheme, and a few men declined, some saying they did not like needles, one or two saying they did not like police officers. But most of these men soon changed their minds. The horror at the crimes and the fear that the killer could strike again resulted in those with reservations coming under considerable social pressure. And that's exactly what the doctor ordered. Social pressure. Mandatory paternity tests and paternity fraud as a punishable crime will put a lot of pressure on women. Why? Because women carry a huge responsibility when it comes to sexual intercourse. Women are the gatekeepers of sex. Nothing happens without a woman's consent. Besides that,
Message. That's a message, guys. This is why you let them play with you if you want. You play dumb with these women if you want, bro.
women are the ones that can get pregnant. So women decide who they have sexual intercourse with and how sexual intercourse takes place. Condoms, birth control pills, or good old-fashioned raw dog. Once again, nothing happens without her consent. Now, why would a woman have a problem with mandatory DNA testing?
If I'm in a committed relationship, I'd want to believe that, like, my husband was the father of my child. And I'd picture it to be some type of degrading if they're like, take this to make sure it's yours.
You requesting DNA, first of all, this is a very gendered question. Right? For me specifically, there's no way if my man...
You see? That's the problem. Why y'all get triggered? Why do that get y'all triggered? It's y'all ego and y'all pride. And I told you, y'all let their ego and pride get you in scarcity. Fuck that shit, yo. If you in doubt, ask, bro. Yo, I need a paternity test.
Came up to me, I wouldn't feel some type of offense.
Can you take a DNA test? I mean, are you kidding me? Like, what is this? Like, what did we go down the aisle for? What did we say those vows for? If you're not...
And oddly enough, that's the same reason you got yourself caught up in that, King. Because that same ideology is what she hold to the condom. Because you started off smashing with the condom, and then once y'all made yourself an item, that condom come off. Because if you get caught with a condom in your pocket, she gonna think you're doing something. Because y'all don't use condoms. You see how stupid they are, bro? But then you see how you dudes, because you be so much in scarcity with these bitches, y'all fall right into their trap, bro. And they get mad at the dudes with some common sense. So they can only pick the stupid niggas that's raised by their single hell of a mother who don't teach them how to have common sense. No, because they just as dumb as their mother. Now let's get it, yo. We gonna get this work today. I told y'all we not playing today.
Did we say those vows for? If you're not gonna automatically know that this baby is yours.
I think that
there is no way for a man to automatically know something he don't carry and you carrying is his. And then God, stay away from the excuse. Well, this is why you supposed to be married. Marry before carry. That's a trap. Because just because you get married to a woman, don't guarantee she ain't gonna be a hoe. What the fuck do you getting married to her for got to do with her becoming a hoe and deciding she want to go fuck another nigga and then say that that's your baby when that's not your baby? That ain't got shit to do with you getting married to a woman. You know what that mean? They want to trap you because now if you do get married to her and she do go fuck another nigga and have a baby on you, and then you call it out and want to leave, you gotta pay her. So don't be no dummy, bro. They got mad schemes, bro, and they mad now because we ain't dumb no more. Yes, we once was blind, but now we see. You know what I mean? And all y'all chicks is hoes to me. Yes.
I think that y'all want this to be mandated because of a conversation you are not strong enough to have with your girl.
So I called that. I said that. Guys, all it is a conversation. All it is a conversation, bro. All it is a conversation. Or leave these bitches alone, bro. If you can't have that conversation with them, then leave them alone, bro. Pump and dump ain't even worth it.
Basically, it's a trust issue. It's about ego. When you tell a woman that you want a DNA test, you are basically saying that you don't trust her.
Right.
Well, you have every right not to trust her. There are between 5.3 million and 7.7 million minor children that are victims of paternity fraud in the US. Studies attempting to show the percentage of men in divorce cases who challenge paternity, who turn out not to be the father, have turned up figures ranging from 25% to 30%. This is 30% of men that actually take the paternity tests. Not all men. What do you think is going to happen if paternity tests are mandatory? At first glance, the numbers of men not being the biological father would go up. However, making paternity testing mandatory will give women a heads up and they will cover up their tracks. This would be a bit harder because of the abortion laws, but women will find a way to avoid responsibility because that is their kryptonite. That's why women don't like the concept of mandatory paternity testing because it will expose.
Exactly. Women do not want no solution to a problem that they cause or causing. Think about it. Who the fuck want a solution to a problem that they don't see that is a problem? They don't see that they're causing a problem. So who the fuck want a solution for something that they don't see exists?
Them as cheaters, betrayers, liars, irresponsible, selfish, disloyal, and most definitely not the better half. This reputation is a no-go for women because a man must believe that his woman is worth investing his time, money, and energy. He must believe that she is loyal.
Exactly. That means you got to be stupid in order for her power, her so-called coochie power to work. Because they swear coochie so powerful. They all got a coochie. They all got coochie. But they swear it's so powerful because you dumb niggas continue to gas them. You dumb niggas continue to put them on your pedestal instead of God, bro. Come on, man. Come on, bro.
And reliable. A relationship needs trust to be part of the foundation. You know, at the time, I hear a lot of people saying, like, where's your loyalty? Like, how could you do that? You know, I had no loyalty for Anthony. I really didn't. And again, I wasn't thinking about everybody else in the situation. I was only thinking about myself.
Exactly. And I tell you, time after time, we are men. We will sacrifice it all for our families. Women naturally will sacrifice the family for their feelings, bro.
Really didn't have loyalty for Anthony. The numbers are staggering and prove that a lot of women have this selfish mentality. They do not think about everybody else when they are in the moment, but that same moment leads to pain, torment, and the destruction of everybody else, including the child, long term. It's embarrassing how the mainstream media and Western society in general lets these women off the hook like that. It's not a coincidence that men are opting out. Men choose to go their own way because women can get away with this foolishness and men have to pay anyway. When a divorced dad was ordered to pay child support for a child who isn't his, a Tulsa man is ordered to pay child support for a baby that's not his.
A First Coast man is in a fight with the state of Florida over court-ordered child support for a child he has proof isn't his.
It's happening to men across Michigan. They are being forced to pay child.
Now that shit crazy. You can have proof that the kid is not yours, boy. The baby not yours. And they don't give a goddamn hell, bro. That is criminal, bro. That's criminal right there. That's grand theft larceny right there, yo. That shit crazy, bro.
Child support as dads by default.
Doesn't matter. If the men can prove the children are not theirs, Michigan law makes them pay anyway.
This is where we go into why women don't want paternity fraud to be a
You
punishable
know
crime.
why? You know why? You know why? Why? Like, if we had the loophole looping like that, if men had the loophole looping like that, throw in the child support hustle, man, listen, bro, listen.
What is paternity fraud? Paternity fraud occurs when a woman intentionally names a man to be the father of her child, when she knows he's not the biological father, often for the purposes of collecting child support, or the mother does not want the alleged father to know about another man. His ex-wife had given birth. She had gotten pregnant during their separation by another man. Legally, she was still married to Joe. Court papers clearly acknowledge the baby is not Joe's, but
Again, I repeat, this happens in all communities. I don't give a fuck about those communities, though. I'm talking about the glaring hole of this happening in the black community. That's what I'm talking about today. If me and my brothers can get our sisters to stop doing this, then we all, as the black community, can go conquer and be the Avengers to the other communities. But you gonna miss me with this bullshit, acting like black women ain't at the leader of this paternity fraud shit, bro. When it been riddled in our history. It been riddled in our history. You know our grandparents went through this shit, nigga. You know you could be sleeping with your fucking cousin right now in the black community, bro. Now, I mean, do y'all remember this story?
Mr. Bills might be my biological brother.
God damn, yo. See what I mean? See what I mean? But and this is how it got worse. Because back then they were lying and eating crab legs about it. Back then they was doing it. Know what I mean? And you see, by lying and eating crab legs and ignoring the problem, worrying about the other communities that's doing the same thing, you see how it's all fucked up now. It's all messed up now. Incredible, bro. You can't make this shit up, bro. Can't make this shit. And again, those is black individuals. Black individuals. All right? So we're not going to talk about anybody else but our own. We're going to sweep our own front door first.
Clearly acknowledged the baby is not Joe's, but Albert Bush's, and that Bush had established a personal, financial, or custodial relationship with the child. The court ordered medical expenses be split between the biological parents. But the Friday before Father's Day, Joe got a letter in the mail from friend of the court.
I thought, my God, this is hilarious. It's Father's Day weekend, and here's the biggest joke that I think I've ever had played.
The letter said he owed $8,500 in back child support plus medical expenses for a baby his ex-wife had with another man. When there is proof that a man is not the biological father, this means he's a victim of emotional and financial abuse. It doesn't stop there. Paternity fraud has many.
I like that, bro. Yo. That's my guy. Yo, I love that, and I get that. But yeah, when you say that, you must be a female. You know, you got to be a female. You know what I mean? Because only a female will reply that. Because you make it sound so easy. You know what I mean? Do do you got time? You got free time that you want to explain how a man could do that without going to jail or without getting the accusation forced on him? Because in the black community, you know what I mean, I don't know what community you from. That's why I say, do you want to join the panel right now? Hold on, let me drop the link for you, bro. Because I love that question. I love that statement right there. Because that's a common statement that people that either don't have kids, that don't deal with black women, they'll say that right there. Somebody, oh damn, can somebody repost the? Oh, can somebody repost the? Hold on, I got it. Yeah, hold on, because that's a common thing right there. People really believe like, oh, let's just, and that's something that's like a give up. That's so give up-ish. That's a give up spirit to me. Just my opinion. I mean, I will explain. I will explain why that's a give up. Well, to me, that's a give up statement right there. All right. Yo, so if you want, you could come on and just break that thing down to me. Just give me your thought on what it is. All right. Oh, you all right? Yeah. See, you know why? That's a vague statement, because in our community, our sisters, they be doing bullshit. They be doing fuck shit. We shouldn't have to fight hard for our kid. You know what I mean? The sisters make us fight to be in our kids' life because they want to go with this society agenda. The society agenda is be strong and independent. Pretend to be strong and independent. You get more stuff. They give you more stuff. You know what I mean? When you make yourself a victim in the black community, you get rewards. They reward the victim in the black community. So when you say, we should all just take care of our kids, man, it's BS. No wonder this generation is mentally ill. It start with the moms. Mothers touch everybody first. It start with the black women. Nobody is regulating the black woman. Nobody can tell a black woman anything, especially not the truth. You definitely can't tell a black woman the truth. No doubt, bro. No doubt, bro. No doubt. No doubt, man. Thank you for coming to the channel, man. That's all we do is tell the truth over here. We don't shame nobody, you know what I mean? I'm not a racist, you know what I mean? I love everybody. I love life. When you get to know me, you'll understand me more better. You just gotta endure, you gotta break through. I tend to grow on folks. You know what I mean? I grow on folks. The first time you hear me, you're gonna be like, listen to this arrogant asshole. But he makes sense though. But he told the truth. That boy good. That boy good. You know what I mean? Facts, bro. You're gonna be like, that boy good. He told the truth. And keep in mind, I don't only touch on the black community, bro. I touch on all things wrong. I touch on bad behavior. If it display bad behavior, I'm coming. I'm coming for it. I bet your bottom dollar. I'm coming for it. You know what I mean? So welcome. Don't be no stranger.
And financial abuse. It doesn't stop there. Paternity fraud has many victims, including the biological father, the families of both men, and most certainly the innocent child. Just like Richard Buckland, the DNA evidence should free the biological father from his responsibilities. It should be his own choice if he wants to continue to support the child and his mother, because it was not his choice to father a child that is not his. I was the father by default. These four men came to the 7 Action News studios to raise awareness. You could become dad by default. There are a couple ways it happens. Pastor Edward Mack.
How is that possible, yo? How is that possible in a free world? So-called free world. How? How is that not slavery right there? How? Like that got to be some form. Like, I know we can form that into slave. That's wrong. That's wrong. And I don't ever see any women fighting for them to. I don't ever see any women fighting to fix that. Where are the women fighting to fix that? You know what I mean? We got so many women that are good women, virtuous women pretending to be virtuous women. Where are the women that stand up and speak and fight for that? You know what I mean? Y'all hate Candace Owens, but Candace Owens be speaking up for that. Candace Owens be knowing, she be seeing the bullshit. She don't, but y'all hate the woman like her.
Pastor Edward Mack says his previous wife had 3 children. He left them as his own. Then he realized 2 of them were not biologically his. He must have been so heartbroken.
Tim, it was a hurting thing. I don't even really want to talk about it because it brings tears to my eyes. Sorry for getting teary-eyed.
Pastor Mack says the betrayal led to divorce. He was shocked when the judge told him because he was married, he became dad by default. He had to pay support for another man's children.
Let her pay for him. Let her get the man she laid down with to pay for him. He goes free.
I never even slept with her. I got a lawsuit when I was young, and she basically just said, that's the money I'm going to get. And she got it.
Reginald Whitlow, Anthony Sims, and Carnell Alexander have similar stories. They say women named them out of nowhere.
As for the woman, she committed a crime, and she should be punished for it. Women use men for financial security, and having a man's baby could secure the bag. Brittany Renner, women are foot.
Exactly, guys. Exactly. That's why they don't want that. They hate when you get on this subject and topic. And they'll find any excuse. Oh, you can't force anybody. You can't do that. You can't. Let's try. Because one thing I can say that's a fact. Hold on. One thing I know that's a fact. Them other communities don't be clutching on to their kids. Them other communities don't clutch on to their kids. When white women get divorced from their husbands, the first thing they do is 50-50 custody split. So that they could go on and be a hoe without having a kid, without lugging the kid all on their back. You sisters do that. That's a black community thing. So that's why paternity tests should be mandatory to the DNA. DNA tests should be mandatory in the black community. Let's talk about that. Y'all sisters don't like talking about the shit that y'all really do, that they don't do. Let's talk about some stuff that they don't do, that y'all do. Like drag the kid in poverty. Y'all could be going through fucked up y'all situations. Y'all could be down to your last $5. The kid father could be a millionaire, and y'all will still drag that fucking kid on y'all hip because your grandmother and your mother said, if you don't got your kid with you 24/7, you a failed mother and you a dummy. And that's dumb. And that's the information you live your life on. So that's why y'all make single motherhood so difficult. When single motherhood is the most assisted position in America. Message, but I'll let y'all play dumb. Let's get back to this. And yo, this is the shit we go through, yo.
Women are fully aware of the benefits. Social security benefits from a deceased or disabled parent. Inheritance. Veterans benefits, when applicable. Health and life insurance benefits. And we all know women don't use child support for the child only. Brittany Griner's story is a great example of what happens when you don't punish crime.
And with the possibility of 10 years in a Russian prison, this afternoon, calls to free Brittany Griner are growing louder. Inside a Russian courtroom, WNBA basketball star Brittany Griner admitted to drug possession. In February, the 31-year-old traveled to Moscow to play for a Russian...
It's like a crime. It's almost like a crime to hold a female accountable in this American society because they know they could use the female to make so much more money with her being free, destroying shit, tearing down men's wealth. It don't benefit American society to lock the females up. You know what I mean? It don't benefit them to lock the females up at all.
Admitted to drug possession. In February, the 31-year-old traveled to Moscow to play for a Russian team. She was detained at an airport after 2 vape canisters with cannabis oil were found in her luggage. Prosecutors say the cartridges contained a significant amount of cannabis oil, though investigators measure it at 0.02 ounces. In pleading guilty today, Griner told a judge there was no intent. I did not want to break the law. Her lawyers share more.
She said that it was unintentionally brought to Russia because she was in a hurry as she was packing.
Western women are not held accountable for their actions. Why do you think she would behave in a different country? Men statistically receive harsher prison sentences than women who commit the same crimes. Women are aware of this. That's why Brittany Griner's eyes are popping out, because she's getting a taste of reality. They will not let her off the hook just because she is a woman and part of the rainbow community. She committed a serious crime that she did not take seriously, because in the States, money talks, status talks, and politically correct politics are favored. With one of those expensive attorneys, she could get away with a slap on the wrist. But she is not home, and she realized she made a big mistake. I'm not saying money and status in other countries won't help, but their system works differently. Russian culture is different from American culture.
And we talk about some systematic racism. We look over that system. We look over this system that promotes women and make women the angels that they not all And it so sucks that it got, it so sucks that me reporting on this bad behavior, being that the bad behavior is displayed by the majority, that I really make it seem like if all women, you know what I mean, guys, y'all know it ain't all women. Y'all know the women that fuck with us, the good bread women. We got some good bread women that they want the truth and they logical. You know what I mean, they may have fucked up in the past, but they done changed the laws of their mind. So it just sucks that the majority is trash. So that when you speak on it, you really don't have nothing good to say. And then it is real women out there. It is real women out there, guys. You know me. I found the virtuous woman. If it wasn't none, God wouldn't have even said who can find the virtuous woman, guys. But again, you guys got to make yourself great so that you can find a good woman out there. Cause listening to me, you'll fuck around and think that it ain't nothing out there. It's all trash. But you're gonna attract what you make yourself. All right, guys. And so many people is not even gonna. So many men is not even gonna care. They're not even gonna care to do the work. That's where it's gonna. The good ones is that the rare good ones is gonna be there for you. It's gonna be left there for you, bro. It's gonna be left there because a lot of 80% of niggas don't give a fuck about what the fuck I be talking about, what the fuck we be talking about over here either, bro. And then you got the niggas that do care, but they not gonna activate the shit. They just gonna be simps. So that leaves the woman, the real woman for us, bro. Don't ever get discouraged like it ain't none. You know what I mean?
Norms and values differ. This is why men take their talents overseas, because the system is different overseas. And that's why you don't bring your foreign wife back home, because she will adapt to the Western system and get the same mentality of the modern Western woman.
Fuck all the racism and all of that. That's the system you need to be worried about. That's the system you need to focus on, guys. Good versus evil in that system right there. The wicked witch of the west versus the east. The you know what I mean? The east. You feel me? The wicked witch of the west, which is the evil, and the Western culture and Western society. You know what I mean? What's going on, King? King Groove, we early with it.
Hey, what's going on, my brother?
What's going on, King Grove, man? I must have inspired the inspiration.
Yeah, I just, there's a trick that has been going on in these Negro YouTube spaces for the longest. You got so-called bitter, fucking precious-looking black bitches that are out of control, pretending to be white men or white women, and they come in the chat and they come, saying a bunch of weirdo shit. They got weird ass motherfucking screen names and shit. They got no content history. You know what I'm saying? They're ghosts. They're a mystery. But I'm gonna let y'all figure out that one. And it's fucked up because it's disingenuous to the motherfucker when you got real, decent, good black women, good sisters are really trying to learn and get this work and this education and trying to build with brothers. And you got dumbass hoes like that can't even be honest about their race and their fucking gender, man. Fuck out of here with that shit. I said it. Goodbread ain't said it. I said it.
Salute.
Get away with a slap on the wrist. But she is not home. And she realized she made a big mistake. I'm not saying money and status in other countries won't help, but their system works differently. Russian culture is different from American culture. Norms and values differ. This is why men take their talents overseas, because the system is different overseas. And that's why you don't bring your foreign wife back home, because she will adapt to the Western system and get the same mentality of the modern Western woman. What is the sentence for fraud? After someone has been found guilty of fraud, the court is left to determine an appropriate sentence. While the criminal code spells out maximums, 2 years less a day, and a $5,000 fine for fraud below $5,000, and a maximum of 14 years in prison for above $5,000.
Now we talking. Now we getting into some real penalties for fraud, but they don't execute the shit. And this is why they don't want the shit to be mandatory. They don't want to be held accountable to this shit right here, to facing this punishment. Message.
Man, tell
There are
Pops
many other
Williams quit
variables
looking
to
at me
be
like that.
weighed before imposing a sentence. In my opinion, if DNA testing is mandatory, a woman can get away with a fine, lose custody, and the non-biological father does not have to pay child support if it's
Bingo.
immediately made clear at the birth of the child who the biological father is. If this is not the case after 300 days and the birth certificate is signed by the non-biological father, jail time should be added to the sentence because paternity fraud is not something to mess with. Once again, 30% of men that actually take the DNA test, not all men, turn out not to be the biological father. Who knows what the actual numbers are? But these numbers are more than enough to give a man every right to protect himself at all times. This is why women don't want paternity fraud to be criminalized, because a lot of them would go to jail.
Facts, guys. That's a fact, bro. That's a fact, guys. And it's been a good one. I told y'all we had a lot to unpack today, guys. I gave you guys an hour and 30 minutes on a good one today, guys. And we'll be back later on. We got club controversy tonight. BT, I need you to hit me up as soon as we go off air. You amazing. I got an idea, BT. You gave me an idea like 3 days ago. We going to do that one. King, what's up, man? King, you got anything you want to add to this, man?
Yeah,
DNA
nigga.
test should be mandatory in the black community. And before you go, I want to pull up another comment that I want you to break down for me because they be attacking me, boy. They be attacking me, boy.
Shit, let me see it, man. Let me check it out.
We go live every morning at
Mm-hmm.
9:25, around the 9:15 to 9, from 9:15 to 10 o'clock. Anywhere from 9:15 to 10 o'clock, we go live. Set your notification, hit your notification. Eastern time. We're in the US, we're in America. You know what I mean? Eastern Standard Time. Every morning we here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, DNA should, you know what I'm saying, definitely be mandatory, man, because you got a lot of thottery. A lot of, females was part of that sorority, Hoochie Fi Hoochie, back in the day. You know what I mean?
That's a fact.
They was
That's
getting
a
it in
fact.
a little bit too. It's really sad. It's sad because, like, I see brothers be doubting, the good women when, like, say they've been together for 2, 3 years or something. And of course, she know it's his baby because she ain't been out there with nobody else. But he done seen so many of his other homeboys go through it. He's seen his sister, his mama done did it. So, he ain't believing no, American women, period, just because of, what I'm saying, the fuckery. And it's sad. And what it ends up doing, it ends up making, the decent women be like, well, fuck it. Why am I trying to be a decent lady if they gonna treat us all like hoes anyway? It's like an endless cycle of bullshit.
It's a generational curse, and you right. You spot on with that, yo. You is spot on 100% with that, man. Yo, check this comment out right here, man, though. But the sad shit too is women gotta call it out, man. We need more women to call this shit out. Way too many women are doing it, and if the real women say that they're that real, then they should be calling this shit out, not defending, like how Shorty said, this black woman shit. Cause I'm proud to be a black woman. We should be defending the truth. Fuck the position and ego and pride of a black woman. At the end of the day, we men and women. Remove the color and the label and the title. We men and women. God created one man and one woman.
That's it.
What the fuck is all this extra shit we clinging to and attaching our emotions to?
Well, as soon as, one that barely got any black blood in her, I'm talking about, go marry Prince Henry, oh, then she black. But then, like Miss Black Texas, whose daddy was black as fucking Lou Gossett and her mama was white. She won the Miss Black Texas Award a few years ago, and a whole bunch of black women down there was upset about that shit, saying that bitch don't deserve the crown because she ain't fully black. It's like, well, hold up, man. How y'all gonna pick and choose who black and when they black like that? Y'all to get up off that racism shit.
Yeah, we proved last night that our sisters, they quite racist, bro. They quite racist, and it sickens me because society said it that way. Society, since little, racism is learned behavior, and it started in them schools, bro. We gonna get to that too, man. I got a crazy video, a sad video. It's sad to see them little kids, man. Them little kids. They had the coloring book there. They had like the little dark skinned guy, the dark skinned cartoon, and they had the light skinned cartoon. And they asked the young white bread. They asked him, which one is the mean? Which one is the mean? Which one is the mean character? And he pointed to the black one. Then they asked the little black girl. They said, which one is the ugly? Which one is the ugly character? And she pointed to the white joint. But then it was about the black dolls and like why black girls growing up didn't like to play with the black Barbie dolls. They always wanted to play with the white ones. Not all, but the majority. I had a cousin in my family who you couldn't buy her a black doll. Besides the fact that for some weird reason our society made these black dolls really scary and ugly, yo. These black dolls didn't look like the white Barbie dolls. I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all, yo. I don't know how young my audience is that's still tuned in, but if you could go back to the days of Barbie dolls, and we used to play with G.I. Joes, guys. We had G.I. Joes and shit. But our cousins and our sisters, they had Barbie dolls and shit. And I'll tell you, that black Barbie doll was a ugly motherfucker. It had a nerve to have red lipstick and shit looked crazy. Look like how these trans gentlemen be looking nowadays, bro. That's how that Barbie doll look. You know what I mean? Crazy, though. But yeah, yo, King, man, what do you feel about this comment right here, man? Well, I got you here, man. Disturbing as I know it's disturbing. Yeah. You want to read that one, man? Wait, I think I did that one. Sorry, I did that one already. Yeah, this one. This was the one. This was the one, King. This one pissed me off the most. You still there, King? Oh, I got you. There you go. That one right there pissed me off the most, man.
Let me read this. Let me see here. Let me see here. Let me see what she talking about. Society never ceases to amaze me. We're bashing black women in 2023. Yeah, all right. I wake up every day and plan to represent a beautiful, confident, and successful black woman. All the hate can miss me and my beautiful black sisters. You lost. Oh, trash. Wow. Watch me as I pass you by, baby. You know, she talking to you like y'all done had a prior motherfucking conversation. I mean, she talking to you like, you know what I'm saying? Y'all was riding the school bus yesterday and you was fingering her or something, sucking her titties. Like, bitch, I don't know you. You know what I mean? Like, you butthurt over here with this bullshit. Take your ass on David Duke YouTube channel and talk some shit about him, but you won't. I'll wait.
Facts, and stick to the script. They go all off for the script. Like the video was posted. I don't need your personal feelings. If you're not gonna talk about the video, comment about what you just saw. I tell you, man, misery loves company, B. Hurt people
So,
want to see other people hurt.
you know what, though? I'm going to tell you something, man. I was always taught, you feel me? If it don't apply, let it fly.
Facts. Yo, we gonna wrap it on up with this one, yo. This one is mega important. You know what I mean? God let you know how important the fathers is, and they playing with us in this American society. But let them know, King Grove.
All right, let me do my OKL shit this morning.
Salute to the dean. Salute to the dean.
Yeah, man. And shout out to JJ, wherever you at, the Bell and all the rest of the brothers. BT, Toxic Zone, Posh Williams, all y'all, man. All y'all good breads that faithfully tune in and support the homie, man. Hey, God bless y'all, for real. I mean that shit.
Facts from the heart.
XL Pro, Celio. Hell, I can't remember. I'm still high from last night. A little tipsy, too. Fuck it. Two pigs in a bucket. Fuck it. I'm just keeping it real, man.
Let's go.
But let me read this. Let me quit backslide and get back to the put my robes on, my priestly robes again. Hold on. Where my Jerry curl at, my rings and my Cadillac. Hold on. Okay, Romans chapter 23, verse 22 to 25. Listen to your father who gave you life, and do not despise your mother when she is old. Buy truth and do not sell it. Buy wisdom, instruction, and understanding. The father of righteousness will greatly rejoice. He who fathers a wise son will be glad in him. Let your father and mother be glad. Let her who bore you rejoice. Make it, you know what I'm talking about? If you got a good mama and a good daddy, make them proud of you, man. And when they old and can't take care of themselves, man, you be kind to them. Be nice to your daddy. Be nice to your mama. Go to the, I don't know, fucking Chili's or something. Get your mama a plate, man. And go take your daddy to the barbershop, man. Hook him up. Pay for it. Just look out for them old folk.
That's a fact, y'all. That's a fact. And don't harbor no ill will towards your moms, bro. Don't harbor no ill will towards your moms, your pops. You know what I mean? They did what they had to do. You know what I mean? It's on you now, guys. Remember, poverty is 50% circumstance. That's them. That's their fault. And then 50% acceptance of that circumstance. That's you, man. That's on you now. All right, guys, yo. Y'all wrap up. Y'all strap up. Y'all drink responsibly, guys. Do not play with your life. I'll see y'all later at the Club Controversy downstairs at the Mr.Goodbread show, guys. So if you ain't subscribed, go subscribe to the Mr.Goodbread show. It's controversy. It's totally entertaining. You know what I mean? And I'll see you guys. I'll probably be back on this channel later on today, this afternoon, with some good stuff too.
I got a short in the back chat, just a 50-second little inspirational thing. It ain't copyrighted if you want to just hit that right quick.
Oh, see, that shit is different. It's weird because I'm on a bus right now. So I'm not in the studio. So on a bus, I can't. I ain't got access to all them gadgets.
Okay, we're gonna say that for later. Yeah, it was an African sister, man, spitting some knowledge. Nice little scripture to inspire folks for today. But y'all be around later on. Good bread gonna bring the biscuits and the butter.
That's a fact, yo. And send me that when we log off. Send me that to my phone, bro, so I could add that in with the this afternoon joint. Not the Club Controversy joint, but this afternoon I'll probably be back here on the Brutally Honest channel. Me and Love Dorsey giving y'all some game and shit. I told you I'm gonna change up the content strategy. I'm gonna change up my content strategy again, but it's still gonna be the same shit. But you're gonna notice the difference. I'm gonna change it up. So I'm gonna go more teaching so that I could get up out the entertainment niche and go into the education niche, bro. I don't care. I don't give a fuck, yo. Y'all already know. Love y'all, yo. Be easy, y'all.
I love some of y'all. Shit, fuck the dumb shit. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Some of y'all I don't love at all, but I love some of y'all. Oh shit.
You are not niggers. You are not coons. You may smoke reef and drink wine and do crazy, wicked things, but you are not a wicked person by nature. You have lent yourself to wickedness, but you are a divine creature that must now come into the knowledge and power of your own divinity. And no preacher can resurrect you into your divinity. It takes God himself to bring you into your own divine nature. So we're not dealing with prophets. We have walked out of prophet teaching. This is the time and the presence of God. So I don't talk about God will come. God is already here. And he's working in me to resurrect you to your divine nature.